Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. We're going to do a little bit of planting today. We want to just plant grass in the rest of that field over there that doesn't quite have any at the moment. And I'd also like to try and do a little bit of fertilizer spreading as well if we can, so we'll load up some of that. First, I'm going to back up here. We're not going to worry about picking the pallets up and put them over the top. We'll just do it like this. Straight transfer over. We're using a bucket. We're just spooning the stuff across. Quite realistic, actually. It's something that I've done many times. So we can do that. And actually, I think it's 1,000 litres in the pallet. So that pallet, if I go back there after another 6 litres, we will empty it out completely. Unfortunately, our chickens are not producing eggs at the moment. It's saying that the area for the eggs is blocked. Now, this is a bug that I've seen reported a few times on the forum, so it will eventually be taken care of, and in the meantime, we won't add any more chickens to our grand total of chickens, and we will hope that it can be dealt with as soon as humanly possible. So I'm just going to bring that bit to there, and I'm going to stop. And then what I was thinking to do here, in order to try and get this to flow fairly simply, is I'll come up this side and we'll start the planting running down that way. So I'll bring this one round. We need lime, although we only need lime on the bit that we've ploughed. We don't actually need lime on anything else, so I'm gonna leave the lime for a minute. I'm going to go there. I'm going to put hired help going on that. And which way is he going? Oh, he's straightening up. He is straightening up. There. Is that planting? I don't know. It's a job to look. Yeah, I think it is planting. It kind of looks like it's not actually being planted, but I think it is. We'll just let him turn round a minute. He's going to come round there. I love the way that it does actually come out. It doesn't leave triangles anymore on the planting. It does a really neat and tidy job of finishing off the planting exactly where it's supposed to. One issue that we did have, I did notice when I was looking back in the previous video, that I'm just going to let that one carry on up through there a minute. Yeah, look at that. That's absolutely perfect, that is. Okay. We were able to place the cattle yard down here, but then when we tried doing it again, it was saying that there was something blocking it. And we were able to put it sort of around this area right here. I don't think that one there is causing us any problems. And I don't think there's anything down here that's causing us any problems. So I don't really know why we've got something here. And I've now, like, ploughed and cultivated everything here, and I don't see anything here. I don't see any, like, little bits of timber maybe left over from the cultivator over there. I've looked around and I've looked around, and I can't see anything here that may have sort of glitched a little bit and caused that. So I'm not quite sure why at the moment we can't place the cattle yard in. I'd very much like to, and it is on our to-do list. We do want to, and I think that we're going to have to put it in the bottom end of this field in order to be able to put it in. But we won't do cattle just yet. We'll worry about getting these sheep up and running, and also there is a patch coming in fairly soon, I believe, that is going to address the phenomenal cost of the terraforming, and it's going to reduce that down a little bit, because at the moment it is a tad expensive. So they are planning to make some adjustments to that, and also some other aspects of terraforming as well, which we do know about that, so we don't need to worry about it. But what I am a little bit concerned about is that we've got all these chickens and they're not producing any eggs. And I'm not really sure what we can do about that. I don't think there is anything we can do about it, which is, again, a little bit of a shame. We do need some fertilizer on our land. We want to go over to here. We've got growth right there. We've got that as cultivated, and then this one is busy working. Soil composition. We've got nothing over here. It doesn't need ploughing. We do need lime on those bits around there, so I'm thinking maybe, because I was saying that, we wouldn't bother with lime, but I'm wondering if maybe we should put lime on all of it. Well, at least on these two sides over here. Whether this would be a good idea or not, I'm not quite sure, but I do think maybe we should at least consider it. We need to do some fertilizing as well, so I want to fertilize that piece over there, and then after this has been, well, we can fertilize that. we're going to do a load of fertilizing. We'll do that right now. That field over there, that can all be spread, and the newly cultivated field over there, that can be spread as well. Helper C has completed their task. They haven't actually completed their task. We will go and finish that off in a minute. Let's get the fertilizer going first. I think I've got enough to be going on with. We've got our we got our sprayer right there so that we can deal with weeds as they turn up. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if this is intended or if it's a bug, but at the moment you can get weeds turn up right on the harvesting stage, right? No weeds at all, and then just as you're about ready to harvest, the weeds suddenly turn up. So I don't know if that's... I don't imagine that's actually intended. It does mean that you then, before you can harvest, you've got to go and spray with weeds, and that is quite unrealistic. You wouldn't go spraying your field with herbicide immediately before sticking a combine in there. It's not something that would happen. So there is that bit that I am aware that it doesn't appear to be particularly realistic, but I don't know if it's intended or not at the moment. So we will wait and see on that one. I want to go back over here to this bad boy right here. I see it has actually gone through and planted these little bits here that needed planting. We've got one little tiny spot right there that I can plant. There, see? And I'll lift that one out and we'll switch it off. Before we plant that little triangle there, let's run down here and just fill up with the last of the seed. There should be, I think it's 6 litres of seed left in that big bag on there. And then all the seed is then in our seed drill down here. And we're not going to need to worry about it at all. The thing will be empty. So we get to you right there, and there we go. Perfect. And we can do the same with the fertilizer spinner in a minute. The only thing that we're going to then have to worry about is lime. And I originally said I wasn't going to do it. But now I'm thinking that all this new land that we've ploughed up, we're going to take quite the hit on that. I think it's... Hang on, we'll have a look. Can't remember exactly how much it is. It does say in here, if you go to improving yield right there, spread fertilizer twice, lime 3 harvests, 15%. So we'll take a 15% hit on this little bit for lime. And you've got to go and get the lime as well. Plus, we've got to get the lime spread, right? You know what? I think we will avoid it. You get a 20% hit for bad weeds and 15% hit for ploughing if you put the wrong crop in there. Well, wrong crop. It's corn, potatoes, sugar beet, and sugar cane. So it's only after those that you've got to plough. So if you're just doing regular cereals, you don't ever have to plough. That's never a thing that you need to concern yourself with, which I suppose is kind of a good thing. It's the fertilizer that we got to do, plus 25% each time for fertilizer, and plus 15% for a yield bonus on there. So you only end up with a 65% yield bonus. To avoid a 35% yield malus, you must remove the bad weeds and do that. But so I'm looking at this, I'm reading this, and I'm reading a 65% bonus. It used to be you'd get double if you didn't do anything to it. If you did everything to it. Whereas you don't get double now, you only get plus 65%, and then you lose this later on. At least this is the way I'm looking at it. So overall, your bonus is not as great as it used to be compared to like the base the base amount that you'll get. It's not as great as it used to be. I suppose that's a good thing. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how I feel about that. So over this way we've got... Wait a minute. Right, there's not fertilizer at all there. But that bit saying it's that surely can't be right. Oh, hang on a minute. Remove the needs lime. Oh, it's because we ploughed in some grass, isn't it? Ploughed in a little bit of grass and it's added that in. Although, really, we want to put fertilizer over all of it so that it's got an even coverage over the whole thing. So we'll do that anyway. We'll put the even coverage over all of it with the fertilizer. That's almost finished. You've done one layer of fertilizer up there. We'll need to do another one once the grass grows a little bit more. But we can come over here and we can fertilize this field here. And that'll put fertilizer over all of it. And it'll end up doing fertilizer over the whole thing. So yeah, it's going to have more than it needs for some of it to start with. But then once this field is established and we've done a crop on here once, it's then going to do a better... You can already see where it's getting the double layers. It doesn't actually put fertilizer on where it's got a double layer, so we're going to end up with more of that. You look on here, most of this... Well, actually, it's still not most of it. You still got sections where it's going to need more fertilizer still. Just not that many sections. Most of it is on this side. These bits over here, we haven't got so much of it. So he's going to come on round. What's he going to do now? He's going to spin in there. I know some people have had issues with the hired help, but I think it's really improved. Like, it is a lot more intelligent with finding its way around the field. It may still be slow, and it may still do some funny turns and stuff with, like, the combine and everything. But it does actually seem to do a really good job. So I'm quite pleased with that. Now, the next thing that I also wanted to do was... Ooh. Let's move that roller a minute. I'll go to you. I'm not going to leave the roller there. I'm going to move that roller, and I'm going to put that... I'm going to take this front loader off. No more space to place new pallets, eggs at chickens. Yeah. So, it's blocking the eggs at the moment. It's not allowing us to place them down. Unhitch that there. But as far as I know, that's another thing that is coming in a patch fairly soon. I don't know when it's going to be, but it is coming fairly soon. Helper B is completed. Right, you're done. You have now completely planted all of the grass over this side, and we've got grass over in the other field over there. So our next job that we're going to do is we're going to start planting our next crop. And I want to have a look in here first. We've got 7,000 litres of wheat. We've got 18,000 litres of barley, and we've got 11,000 litres of oats. So we don't really need any of those. We sold that one there. We've got sunflowers, we've got beans, we got 15,000 litres of beans. Good gravy. And look at that, the beans there. We get 3 grand if we take those to the ranch. I'm going to keep them until we've got a great demand for it, though. And then we got 15,000 litres of corn. Now, we don't really need corn at the moment. Our main animals, we got oats for the horses, and then we want wheat and barley for the chickens. We've got different crops that we can put in. I want to do one more crop on this field. If we're going to cover half of it with cows, I want to do another crop in there anyway. Just wondering if we should do a root crop. Root crops do take rather a long time, though. That's the bit that I don't like about doing the root crops, is that they take a huge amount of time to be able to do. So I'm kind of thinking that we'll avoid doing the root crops at the moment. So we've covered most of the others. So I think that we will go for a basic crop. We didn't actually do very much canola. What are you doing? What are you doing? No! No! Oh, what are you doing? No! That was not supposed to happen! Oh, that was brilliant! That was absolutely... You see what's happened here, don't you? Oh, that was spectacular. That was absolutely brilliant. That was awesome. He came in. He did that. He did this little bit right over here, and then he realised exactly what he'd done and sort of thought, oops. I don't think I should have done that. Rather than stay and face the music, he's done a runner. He's off. He's gone. We won't be seeing him again. I'm going to lower that weight down there, and I'm going to see if we can use that weight to pick our tractor up. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. That was genuine. That has really made my day, that has. Awesome. Right. Let's put him going over here a minute. We'll put this guy... I'm going to put him there, I think. I think that'll go far enough out onto that triangle. I want to see if it'll do it, mainly. Just want to see if it'll go all the way across. Helper D has completed their task. There, now he's not. Now he's going to come out there, and he's going to go all the way down here. How far out am I spreading on that side? Yeah, see, a lot of that bit there is not actually done. But he's now driving all the way down to the end of the field in order to get that other piece of the field over there. So I do like it. Obviously, there's going to be some issues in places, but yeah, at the moment, I do actually quite like it. Right. We were trying to decide what we were going to plant before we were rudely interrupted. That was brilliant. That's genuinely made my day, that has. So we've got wheat. I'm thinking, actually, I want to do one of these. We did a bigger field of oats, but I'm thinking some more of this, and it's going to give us some more straw as well, which this time round we may actually want, because, you know, if we do go for the cows, we may be glad of it. And we've got 2 fields of grass now, so I'm thinking wheat. That's the one that we've got the least of, and we've been feeding that to the chickens quite a lot. And I want more chickens as well. Once we got the chickens a bit better established, I'd like some more of them. I'm assuming that there is going to be some sort of auto-load things for chickens as well. I mean, at the moment, you've got to pick them up by hand. And that, I can imagine, once you start getting lots and lots of eggs, is going to be rather time-consuming sort of process. I'm leaving a little strip out the side there. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, you've gone back over and you're done there. This one here is going to go... How far up is it going to go? It's still going. It's still planting. It's going to get to there, but then it's going to go all the way down to the very end, and it's going to plant properly. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. So we'll get you... Right, we've now put fertilizer over every field that we've got. All of the land has now got fertilizer. We're going to need some more fertilizer across some of it. Some of it will get a double dose, but it doesn't actually seem to double dose it, does it? Have I got room to put all of that pallet of fertilizer in here? We'll soon find out. We'll pull up alongside it, and we'll just press R. We won't bother picking it up and dropping it in. Yeah, that's actually going to work just fine. Excellent. So we can bring you down, and we can park you up until we need you again. That Fendt, we will then run with that one, and we're going to go back up to the ranch, and we're going to buy ourselves some more sheep. No, it's not the ranch. It's not the ranch. The animal dealership. The animal dealership is different to the ranch. So I'll back you into there. Stop right there, and I'll actually lower you down as well. So we'll go back through to this one. We want to do a little bit more exercising of the horses. We're going to try and exercise our horses a little bit more regularly. And we'll bring this out on round here. Now, I figure I may as well say this. I'm going to start talking about this a bit. I am going to attempt to make a mod. I will probably just have to take someone else's mod and try to alter it. I don't know how I would be able to make it work at the moment. It might be that I have to beg the modding community for this. You all know that I have the Great Book of Names. And we've sort of started dubbing everybody that supports the channel. If you're a subscriber, you are a Frith Guardian. Named Frith Guardians are the ones who are in the book. You've earned your place in a book by either supporting me financially, donating something for a giveaway, or being an active member of the community on a regular basis. Which way do I want to keep going this way? Being an active member of the community by regularly commenting on videos and helping people out, maybe being a regular supporter on some of the other social media, a regular supporter on Twitter, that sort of thing. I do pay attention to the people that are regular supporters. I may overlook you for a while. I am only human. It is possible that I overlook people for a while. But you do earn your way into the book. We're up to almost 80 people have now made it into the book. So I can't just guarantee that you're going to be able to feature in a video. It's the black and white sheep that we want. So we need to move as many of these over as we can. There we go. Livestock trailer full and confirm. Right. 15,000 in new livestock. We will run these back down to the bottom. So I've got nearly 80 names. And what I want is a mod, a placeable, a bit like a billboard or something like that, or maybe a usable small shed that we can put a load of names on the side. I'm going to try and do something like this myself. I mean, thinking like a billboard or something that is not going to take up a massive amount of space, that we can just put back out of the way, so that, and also cheap, probably free, and I can edit it in-game. I can edit the text in-game, so that when people are added to the book, I can add them in the game, because this is the most popular series, so I'd like to be able to start putting people in this one. I have put people in other series. The City Skylines one, I've got everybody in the book in City Skylines, but that's the only series I've managed to do that in yet, and I feel that I'm being a bit remiss with this. I should be doing a better job. So my aim is to either beg, plead, borrow, whatever, get someone to create me a mod that I can edit in-game, or figure out a way to do it myself. I am usually able to figure these things out after a time. And get some sort of billboard or something like that in-game, so that I can put your names into Farming Simulator 19. I'd like a big billboard. I'm thinking a billboard would be best. You know, if we have a board that maybe takes up as much surface area as, say, that shed over there, maybe a little bit more, so that when I go up to it and I can see it, I can see everybody's name on there quite clearly. And then as new people are added to the book each week, I can add them to the game as well, and you will have a place here in the in the game. You'll be able to be in the videos, and that's my aim. That's what I'm going to be trying to do this time round. That I'm really hoping that I can do this. Right. What am I? Yeah, Betamax RDS 7500. Confirm. Let's moved all of those in there. We've now got 20 sheep. Do I get more sheep? Is 20 sheep enough, or do I want more than 20 sheep? You know, I'm absolutely not sure at this point in time. I'm thinking maybe I will go for 30 sheep. I think we will. I think we will go back and we will get another round of sheep. Go and get those. That one is busy working. It's busy planting everything that it needs to plant, which is ideal. So, tell me your thoughts on this. What do you think of me doing? Yeah, I will look into various different possibilities. We've got the horses, but I think the horses is going to be a rather slow way of doing this. So I'd like another way. Either, you know, that we can name our sheep, or we can name our cows, or something like that. That would be a good way of doing it. We could do it like that. But I quite like the idea of an editable, a billboard that I can edit. If I can have a billboard that I can edit, that would make it a bit easier. Of course, moving it from one save game to the next is going to be problematic, because then I'll have to copy out all, you know, however many names are there. So, again, yeah, I need to look at this. Maybe it's something that I can easily edit outside of the game and easily plonk it in with all the names on it, so that I can move it from one save game to another. That sort of thing. See. You see the issues I'm up against, but this is what I'd like to do for you all. I would like very much to have a mod in here, in this game, that I can do this with, so that I can get everybody's name in there. Everybody that's in that book, well, at the moment, it's 77 names. All 77 people that are in that book have earned the right to be mentioned by name in videos that I do. One way or another. You've supported me in numerous different ways, and some of you have supported me financially. Some of you have supported me by going above and beyond with generosity, with helping me out with issues that I've had. Some of you have supported me by being very regular viewers and regular commenters, and making, you know, lots of helpful comments in the videos, just supporting regularly and giving feedback and helping other people in the community, answering questions, that sort of thing. You've been active members of the community, and active members of the community are very often overlooked, and I'm not overlooking you. That is how you earn your place in the book for free. You don't have to get, it doesn't cost money if you don't want it to. If you support me financially, you go into the book automatically. But you don't have to support me financially. There is always going to be a way to be able to earn things like this for free, as well as financially. Speaking of free, if you'd like to earn a copy, or if you'd like to earn a key for a 2-week trial for a 6-person server. Go and watch the video that I released on Tuesday. Today is Saturday, I believe, for you. There'll be a link in the description down below. Go and watch that video. First 10 minutes, I tell you what to do, or you can just look in the description of the video that is linked, and you will be able to... there is the opportunity. I'm not saying you will win it. I'm saying that you might win it, because there are a number of people that have entered into the competition. But there is the chance to win a 2-week trial to a multiplayer server. It's a 6-player multiplayer server. You get a 2-week trial on it, and then obviously if you like it, it's up to you whether you want to pay for the thing. But yeah, that was very kindly donated by Little Hungarian. He managed to pick up 2 codes when he went to, I think it was a Farming Simulator Open Day, or Gamescom, or something. I don't know what the event was, but there was an event that he went to, and he managed to get these 2 codes, and he has no use for them, so he's donated them to the channel for somebody else to make use of them. You will have to use them before the end of December. All right, we'll leave you right there. I do think we ought to sell this barn. We have no use for this barn, so maybe we could do something else with the space. Maybe that's also interfering with the chicken. I can't imagine that is interfering with the chickens. I mean, surely that's not what's interfering with the chicken. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll go over here, and I will grab this stump grinder. We're only leasing this one, but I'm still going to move it, because this stump grinder is currently... It might be what is causing that little issue with the chickens. It might be... Because I know that on some maps, when I've been doing the... when I've been doing stuff with some of the maps with sheep, the wool won't place down when you've got things too close to the wool. And it's amazing how far away you've got to get things in order for it not to be blocked by the wool. You really have got to go a long, long way away from where the wool spawns in order for it not to be blocked. So it might be that we've just got some stuff here that is a fraction too close for it to be able to function properly. And, you know, if that's the case, then that's the case. We'll move stuff out of the way. I'll come back into there, and I will grab you. We've got hay and stuff in for the sheep, so I still don't... we haven't actually had any warning to say why these sheep are not producing any wool. We've got 0 wool at the moment. I got water in there. Grass, hay, cleanliness is all good. They should be producing wool. Chickens down here. We've got 1 egg. Well, 1 litre of egg. But still, 1 egg. That's all we got. Reproduction rate. Next animal in exactly 3 hours. So, you know, the chickens are doing... all right. Wait a minute. I just moved that one from here, didn't I? I literally just came in and picked that one up. And I got... that spawned instantly. That wasn't there before. So that's what it was. It was because this was too close. This was blocking it. So it's obviously... it's got quite a big area. So anybody that has got chickens and you've got a problem with things spawning in on them... just check and see where items are in relation to your chicken pen. If you've got anything anywhere nearby, that might be blocking it from spawning. And this roller might be doing the same for the sheep and the wool, because that's right up against where the wool is. So it might be that there may be a slight problem with it. It's another thing that we'll just wait for them to patch in. I'm getting rid of this barn. I want a new barn here. I don't know what we're going to have here instead, but we'll get rid of this one first. Let's go to you, and we can go down through. I wanted to keep one of the barns, actually, but, yeah, it's starting to take up space. We could do with the space. Right, farm garage right there. You. Sell. Yes. Fairly well, you are gone. There we go. Right, now I got an area of hard standing. I've got some bales over there. But what I'm thinking, actually, is if we go into the sheds and we go to the easy shed 1. How big is this? Right, that collides with an object. And also, that shed is just not going to fit in there anyway. Right, putting that shed in there, that would have been absolutely beautiful. That would, if we could have put that shed in there. We got a tree in a way over here, but that's going to collide with objects everywhere on there, and it's just not going to like it. So that's not going to be an option. Now, collides with an object. Oh, well, yeah, it's colliding with that one over there. This, I can place it everywhere there. I've got collides with it's probably that tractor. What it's colliding with over here. It's colliding with the tractor over there, but hang on a minute. Collides with an object. Nope. There's something right there. There's something here that it's colliding with again. I can bring you down here, and I can put you up here, but right here, and is it that bird? Like, seriously, is that bird? All this time, is it honestly the bird that's... No? You know, it might be. You know, it might actually be the bird that has been causing us that issue. It might be. It just might be. Right, so we're not going to have a shelter for a minute for machines. We will put a load of these machines outside here. Now, I know an awful lot of farmers when starting out. You know, as farmers, as time goes on with farming, you very often you can end up making some money with the job. And so you get more and more storage sheds. You can put stuff away, and it's all good, you know. That's a wonderful thing. You're able to do so well, and you're able to make a little bit of money. This is good. I'm very happy for you. However, not everybody has got that. Let's just lift those up. There we go. Not everybody has got that. And when a lot of farmers are starting out, I know a huge number of them that store 90% of their machinery outside because they don't have the shed space for storing machinery under cover. Storing machinery under cover is the ideal situation, but I know a huge number of farmers that do store a lot of stuff outside because they simply do not have shed space for everything inside. So what we're going to do here is we're going to unhitch that one like that. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to hitch that back on there, and then we're going to come out and we're going to jump up onto here a minute, and then I'm going to lower that one down there like that, and I'm also going to lower those feet down like that. Ooh. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't leave the feet down. You wouldn't do that, because that's leaving the rams extended, and you don't want to do that. You want to leave the rams as short as possible. Protection on the rams. You don't want to leave them extended if you can help it. So ideally, actually, how would we do this? Kind of fold that one in over. I want to look at this. I want to get this right. Okay, so we'll hook you back on there a minute, and we'll jump up onto here. So what would be the best ideal situation for this? We want to lift you up. No, that's got to be open so that the rams are contracted. Bring you up this way like that, and then... Actually, I'm going to have to just bring you forward a little bit so that I can do that, and then lower you down like that. There. That's the best that we can do. I'm going to just bring you over this way a little bit so you're a bit neater and tidier on there. There we go, like that. That is everything sort of folded up as well as we can so that the rams are all as short as possible. There's something that you do actually need to do. You need to try and keep the rams all as short as possible for maximum maintenance. You know, just to maintain them as well as you possibly can. It's not ideal having any of it uncovered. You would coat it with oil if you were going to leave it for any length of time, but most of those rams are now contracted, which means that we're not going to have any trouble. That is something that you actually need to pay more attention to if you're storing your machinery outside than if you're just storing it inside. And so it does depend where you are. Now, we're not far from the coast here. We have actual coastline. That makes it worse. Okay, I've never actually worked on a farm that is right up against the coast, but I've been to farms that are right up on the coast, and a number of them, in order to be able to preserve their machinery as best they can, whenever they park up their machinery for any length of time, they do this rather wonderful thing where they go along and they get, you know those paint blower things you hook up an airline to a paint can and then it sprays paint? They get oil and they spray their machinery, completely coating the whole piece of machinery in a film of oil, which does wonder. It does actually protect the machine really well. If you're living right on the coast and you've got this constant salt spray being blown in against your machinery all the time, it rusts away to nothing very, very quickly. And so they put this film of oil over their machinery. It works really well. It's actually a really, really good idea, and it does a fantastic job. However, it does mean that everything is covered in oil, and whatever you touch, you get oil all over your hands whenever you go and handle any of the machinery. So yeah, there are pros and cons to this. But that being said, it still works. And if it works, you know, you can't really fault it if it works. I think it's not something that I like, which is, and it's also a reason for me for not having a farm too close to the coast, so that I wouldn't actually have to do that. But it's a fantastic idea because it does work, and it works really, really well. Now, we are not getting any wool, and I don't know why we're not getting any wool. Reproduction rate here at the moment is every 32 hours we get a new sheep. We've got grass hay, gives us 100% effectiveness. I can go and put in, actually I'm just going to leave this water tanker right here. And we're going to put in, how many do we need? I'm going to put in 2 bales of grass into here. So we're going to get our grab and we'll put 2 bales of grass. Our wheat is nearly finished being planted over in that field over there. Our chickens are now actually producing eggs. And it's just the horses that we want to do something with. We've gotten rid of the barn down here, and we've now got stuff planted up down here. We're doing well. I'm quite pleased with our progress today. I'm just trying to think what we want to do next. We've got the grass planting up there. We do want to remove all the trees in the field up there, but I've done a bit of forestry lately, and I don't want to spend too much time sort of concentrating on forestry, because people get bored with it. You know, you know what? I got an idea. In our next episode, we're going contracting. We've got some contracting that would be available to us, so I think it would be a good idea if we actually go and do some. We'll be able to have a play around with some big, shiny machinery, and we can actually do a bit of contracting. There are various different types of contracting that you can do. You can use hired help to do all of the contracting if you want to. You've got to pay your standard fees for hiring workers. You don't appear to get any actual additional penalty besides paying wages for workers. So you can do a contract purely with hired help, and the hired help does all the work. And I think that's really good. I actually quite like that. So you can have hired help, and then you can go off and do something else. Plus, I prefer to get hired help to do most things. You all know this by now anyway. There we go. We've now got 12,000 litres of grass in there. Yeah, if I put another bale in, it's not going to go to 16,000 litres. It will just put that full. That's one little bit of this that I don't like. I mean, it does stop when you're going to put the grain in for the chickens. It stops you from pouring, but if you put a bale in, it takes the whole bale, but it doesn't give you the excess like it used to. It seems to remove that completely, and then it's gone, because we had that with the horses down here. We had the hay in... Actually, the hay's now full. Oh, no, it wasn't the straw. It was the hay, but now the hay is full again. Ah. Maybe it's remembered and it's added it back in again now. You know, that wouldn't surprise me. Okay, I'm just going to leave our tractor right here for a minute. Oh, look at this a minute. Look, I don't know if anybody's noticed this. See me moving backwards and forwards in there? And then I back up and my body moves backwards. This is another really good bit. I'm actually leaning to the side as I turn in the cab. It's subtle. It is subtle. If you move faster, you'll notice it a bit more. Some of the vehicles, you seem to do it more than others. I'm guessing that they've got more adjustment on the seat and so on. But you do. You actually sway from side to side. And I think that's really, really awesome. I wanted to just very quickly go and check this one. We've still got 529 litres. We've nearly finished this field. So that we can... Yeah, we'll leave him go. We'll let you just carry on with what you're doing. This is the nearest one to the horses. So I want to go over here, and I want to grab a horse, and I want to go for a ride. So we'll put you first, because I want to put you up to 100% first. Go on. Let's go for a little gallop, have a little wander around. And we want to get you up towards 100%. I'm so looking forward to being able to get the, what's it? The update for the terrain, where... in theory, we should be able to put down some tracks, right? I'd like to be able to, like, put a small track, not even big enough to be able to drive on, but something that we could do with the horses, so you could have a track built up for the horses that you can then go riding round on. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. Like, a proper riding course for the horses that we could set out. That would be awesome. Now, how far up this way? Oh, that's as far as we can go up that way. You don't want to go too far that way, because it does no more space to place new pallets. Wool and sheep. Okay, we've got the sheep have turned up. I reckon it's most likely the trailer that is to... yeah. It surely can't be the milk tanker over the other... the water tanker over the other side. I don't think it'd be that. And I don't think it'd be the ploughed field either. So I'm reckoning that it's that trailer. I reckon that trailer is stopping the sheep from being able to spawn in their pallets of wool. Maybe the water tanker over there. Maybe it's just too close to the pen in general. It could be. It could just be that it's too close to them in general. We're up to 64% on a daily riding. But we'll have to have a look at that. We'll move some stuff around, and then we'll see. I was waiting for the planting to finish so that we could fast-forward time a little bit, move things around, and fast-forward time at the same time. Planting can finish off. We have run out of time for today's episode, though, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.